Okay, let me make sure I'm online. Okay. Hello, I'm Alex from A.P.Ink. So quite a while ago, I was trying to create my own alphabet, or yeah. So I went through and created kind of a boxy alphabet, and then I decided to create more of a kind of thin. I was trying to do a bit more of like a almost like a scripted, I guess. I don't know. But I wanted to try to progress this a little bit more. Just looking it over and seeing if this kind of stands up. See, I think this is a bit too structured for what I want to try to go with this thinner alphabet, because I think this is a bit more in line with what I did for the boxy A, where I was trying to create the lowercase inside the uppercase. I'm just trying to find the original. I don't have the original A here. Okay, so this is I think 2 3/16 tall. I could just erase this, but I think I'll just start on another piece. By 1 3/4. I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, maybe a bit more lowercase looking letters. ideas are changing as I'm doing this, which is why I'm kind of hesitating. Like, okay, to keep it kind of thin lined and a bit more free than the boxy letters that I previously did, then I was thinking, so this is a bit more lowercase a, and that I could kind of continue with the letter inside a letter by maybe putting the lowercase inside the letter somehow, or to maybe try to create an uppercase looking letter inside the oversized lowercase letter. Okay, just playing with this idea and seeing if I can make it look like anything. Like, I'm going to use a 1.0 fine liner when I get to doing the liner on this, just to help it stand out against the grid and the pencil. But if I use this as the A for this thinner alphabet, if I did an uppercase looking letter inside, if it should fully be inside, or if it should be almost like a cutout. I don't know, because I think this, what I've already done, at least for the B, I think it's a bit too abstract, and the rest of these just are kind of boring. Okay, just to see. if I should do something a bit more kind of cursive like. If I make the uppercase letters a bit more serif-like. So, okay, serif-looking letters have, like platforms. So, if this is an uppercase A, the foot of the A kind of has little, like, platforms that it's sitting on. But if I did something like that for the uppercase inside the lowercase, so like completely flipping it, lowercase inside of uppercase, do uppercase inside of lowercase, but that the kind of feet will help the uppercase stand out in the lowercase. I don't know. I'm confusing myself. Let me see how it would look if I try to mock up like a B. Okay, so a lowercase b, even though it's going to be a lot smaller than compared to the lowercase a, but to try to stick with this kind of serif styled uppercase, if it should be a cutout, if this is a bit too abstract for a B. So the lowercase b with an implied uppercase inside it. So, I mean, I guess it would be kind of the reverse of this one, where it's an attempt at a lowercase b inside the uppercase b. I really don't know. Like, I can come back and mess with the B's, but some of these duplicate looking letters, like C, how to make that look like anything? What? Excuse me. Thank you. But I think this would get a bit too obscure. I'm sure there are easier ways to do this. Sorry, I will be right back. I don't know. If you've ever gotten into actually looking at fonts, there's at least one website out there that you can download literally thousands of fonts and to look at them, I don't know, without actually have creating any of those fonts, um it's like it can't be that hard. But trying to figure this out is not easy. At least for me. If I go with the serif look though, I mean, yeah, it'll help the uppercase stand out against the lowercase. But should the lowercase also have a serif? Like, platform or whatever? Okay, I'm not gonna copy this. I'm just looking up serif fonts. So serif, a serif style text. So you can kind of see where it's got like little extras on the top and bottom. I think I'm getting a bit too obscure here. Like it should look like a letter and not just an abstract thing. Kind of going back to the start. What if how obscure would it be? A simple lowercase a, which, I mean, some lowercase a's can look like this. Some lowercase a's have, how do they do it? They have a bit more of a body to it, almost like a backwards B. I think. With the top being open like that. Yeah, I think this is going to be really obscure. Do kind of like an uppercase A somehow attached to the lowercase a. Or I think that's just weird. Okay, I was hoping to get any letter out of this. This might just be a wishy-washy nothing session. So a lowercase a. And then instead of having, see, if I were to do something like this, I could see making this like a shadow. I'm not sure if I've already seen something like this somewhere, but to have the lowercase maybe have like a cast shadow, and have the cast shadow be the uppercase. That might be a bit too obscure as well. If I build out the thickness of the uppercase A, it might help. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna use a really thick fine liner, so maybe it'll help have the letter actually stand out. Sorry, I'll be right back again. For as much as I struggled with the first iteration, the more boxy font, that seemed a lot easier than this. To actually try to create something new. Like, I'm not trying to create new letters, but to try to create a kind of new style in a way. I mean, okay, if I carried this, how that would look with any other letter. lowercase b. But if I continue with the kind of cast shadow, I think the shadow should be a bit flatter than this. But how much can you squash something and still have it look like a letter? Does it look like a B? If I should stretch it out. So I fit that in one square, but it's stretched across 3. I'm not sure. I mean, I think this might make more sense than what I was trying to do here. But okay, if I actually, as long as I have at least one audience here, if I actually did this with the fine liner, if you can tell me if the letters stand out. So A, because maybe it's just a me thing that I can see it because I'm the one with the idea. Okay, what does that look like to you, Asakura? Can you see what I'm trying to go for here, or is it not really reading? No pressure. If you can't see it, that's fine. I'll continue to play with it. Yeah, the shadow is meant to be the bigger letter. I mean, maybe I need to have a bit more space. Maybe I need to tilt it a bit more, widen it some. Needs some adjustment. Okay. That, and not that there's anything wrong with this style of A. I'm just not sure how many people recognize this as a lowercase a, as opposed to something a bit more like this, where it's like a circle with a kickstand. Couple of different. I don't know. I feel like this I'm making this harder than it should be. Try C. But I think C in itself is kind of hard. Because here's 2 attempts where this is meant to be a lowercase c with the uppercase. No. Okay, I was working with the uppercase letters with the lowercase in them still, just like I did here. But here I was trying to flip it, so lowercase with the uppercase inside. But I feel like with the C, because both the uppercase and the lowercase are the same thing. Yeah, I feel like the C is just gonna look like kind of an abstract shape. Which is why I was playing with the whole serif to try to make the uppercase stand against the lowercase. Yeah, it will look like a 3. I mean, maybe if I used a second color. Let me try this one again. It is raining here, and I think it's starting to thunder, so I don't know if the mic is going to pick that up. Completely obscure. I don't know if that was me or if the light just flickered. Let's see how much of a 3 this is. My brain is working too hard. I mean, I feel like if I can make this work with black, I feel like it would be cheating if I used color to try to split the lowercase from the uppercase. But if I can make it read in black, I can consider using color later. If the shadow is thicker. I mean, okay. I've got... I can try this one again. We can play with thickness of line. I've got a 0.2 and I've got a 1.0. I think the cast shadow might be thinner. I don't think that actually reads. I mean, it's not going to do anything for the C, because again, uppercase and lowercase are the same shape. If I reversed... I don't think that's going to read at all. If I reversed uppercase for lowercase, I mean, maybe... Because, okay, I've got basically the bottoms of the letters touching, which is what I was just trying here, but that would flip the uppercase or the lowercase upside down, which I think it just makes it look like a 9. But I think doing it this way, the lowercase gets lost. You think it would look better with a thick? Okay, we can try it here to make the shadow color thicker. Let's try it again here with the C. I don't know. I was really hoping I could progress this, but I think where I'm at right now is I need to really think about this and consider if it's even a viable project. So I think before I get too frustrated, I'm going to end this one here. I mean, I really want to see if I can make this work, but I got to figure out how I'm going to do this. But yeah, thanks Asakura for hanging out. Thank you to anybody else who watched or watches. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.